Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a sacred mountain in southern India that kind of messes with our whole idea of time. This is a place where rock that's billions of years old meets a myth that's truly timeless, and where millions believe the mountain itself, well, that it's actually God.
Okay, just to wrap your head around this, think about the Himalayas. We consider them ancient, right? They're about 50 million years old. But get this, scientific analysis shows that the rocks of Arunachalam are billions of years older. We're talking from a time before most complex life even existed on our planet.
But its incredible age is really only half the story. For millions of people, this isn't just a pile of ancient rock, it's a direct physical manifestation of God. So how in the world does a mountain become a deity? That's the question we're going to dig into today.
To really get the reverence for Arunachalam, you almost have to forget everything you learned in geology class. Believers will tell you this mountain wasn't formed by continents crashing into each other over eons. Nope, its origin story is way more sudden and, well, a whole lot more divine.
In the sacred texts, Arunachalam is called a Swayambhu. That's a Sanskrit term that basically means it's self-manifested, a divine form that wasn't really created but just appeared. Think about that for a second. It didn't rise up from the earth, it descended to it.
So how did it just appear? Well, the main story behind its origin is this really powerful myth about a cosmic argument, the dangers of ego, and ultimately, the reveal of an absolute truth.
The Skanda Purana tells it like this: two of the most powerful gods, Brahma the creator and Vishnu the preserver, got into this massive argument about who was the supreme being. To settle it, the god Shiva suddenly appeared between them as a colossal, endless pillar of pure light. And he issued a challenge. Whoever can find the beginning or the end of this pillar, he said, will be the greatest.
And the fallout from this challenge was huge. Vishnu traveled down for ages, couldn't find the base, and came back to humbly admit defeat. But Brahma, his ego getting the better of him, flew upwards and then came back and lied, claiming he'd reached the top. For that lie, Shiva cursed him, which, according to tradition, is why you hardly ever see any temples dedicated to Brahma today. At the request of the other gods, that infinite pillar of fire then cooled down and solidified, becoming the mountain we now call Arunachalam.
And this is absolutely the most important takeaway. For devotees, the hill isn't just a symbol of Shiva. It is Shiva, a living, breathing deity. And it's a deity whose physical form is believed to have changed over these vast cosmic ages, specifically to help out humanity.
According to the texts, way back in the first cosmic age, it was a column of pure fire, way too intense for humans to even get near. So in the next age, it became a mountain of gold, then later, a mountain of copper. And finally, in our current age, the Kali Yuga, it's taken the form of stone, so that people like you and me can actually approach it and interact with it.
So this belief that the hill is a literal living god gives rise to one of its most incredible rituals, Giri Pradakshina. It's the sacred practice of walking barefoot around the entire 14-kilometer base of the mountain. For millions of people, this isn't just a walk. It's the physical act of walking around God himself.
And this is so much more than just a physical trek. It's a deep spiritual journey. It's believed that the very vibrations coming off the hill can clear your mind of negative thoughts and bring you this incredible sense of peace. Completing the walk is said to build inner discipline and can even lead to self-realization. And for those who are really committed, the effects are said to be most powerful on the night of a full moon.
Now, this belief in the mountain's power isn't just some abstract concept. It's backed up by these incredible stories of miracles. For example, the spiritual teacher Chiganti tells the story of a woman who was traveling all by herself to a wedding.
Her cart driver suddenly veered off into a dark forest, and it was clear he meant to harm her. Absolutely terrified, she started praying to Arunachala Shiva. Then, out of nowhere, a police jeep shows up and rescues her. She's so grateful, she jots down the officers' names and badge numbers. But get this, the next day, when she went to the station to thank them, she was told that no officers with those names or numbers had ever existed, not in the entire police force.
And there's another incredible story about a man whose legs were completely paralyzed. He was so determined to do the Pradakshina that he started the journey by literally dragging himself along the ground. Partway through the walk, he said he felt strength returning to his legs. He was able to stand up, and he finished the entire 14-kilometer path on his own 2 feet.
This magnetic pole of the hill, it didn't just produce these incredible stories of divine intervention. It completely shaped the life of one of the 20th century's most respected spiritual masters.
This is the story of Ramana Maharshi. He started out as a pretty normal, energetic teenager, but one day a relative just happened to mention that they had just come from a place called Arunachalam. And just hearing that name, something clicked inside him. It sparked this profound, unexplainable change. He totally lost interest in his old hobbies and just became quiet and deeply introspective.
This all built up to this spontaneous, absolutely terrifying experience where he was overcome with the feeling that he was about to die. But instead of panicking, he just laid down and confronted it head-on, asking himself this one question. So what is it that dies? That intense moment of self-inquiry led to a profound spiritual awakening. Soon after, he left home, drawn by this invisible force straight to Arunachalam, a place he would never again leave. His connection to the mountain was so complete that when he passed away in 1950, numerous credible witnesses, and we're talking journalists here too, they all reported seeing the exact same thing. A brilliant, slow-moving light, almost like a star, emerge from his room, travel across the night sky, and visibly merge into the very peak of Arunachalam.
And today, that ancient form of fire, that original pillar of light from the myth, it's honored in a spectacular annual festival that brings this entire story right back to the beginning, full circle.
It's called the Kartika Deepam Festival. It's a 10-day celebration that all leads up to this one moment, the lighting of the Mahadipam. It's this giant cauldron filled with ghee and camphor that's lit on the very top of the mountain. This massive flame can be seen for miles around, and it's a direct reenactment of Shiva appearing as that infinite lingam of fire, reminding everyone of the mountain's true identity.
Ultimately, the story of Arunachalam really challenges how we see the world. It's a place where billion-year-old geology and timeless myth just become one and the same. It makes you question the line between a place and a presence, between plain old rock and a divine revelation. So it leaves us with this final thought. If a mountain can truly be a god, what other wonders might we be missing all around us?